know how fun it is to open the box and see what's inside it, and it really gets my creative juices flowing to have all of you guys here with me. So I always enjoy having an audience and being able to talk with you and discuss what I open in the box and what I can make with it. I am trying a new angle on my tripod today, so you're going to have to bear with me as I learn how to adjust the knobs to turn the camera down to look at things and back up again. I think this will be a little easier because my phone is straight up and down, so hopefully I'll be able to read your comments a little bit more clearly, and I think that's going to help me out a lot, but I am having more of a difficult time getting the right angle for the table. So if you guys can just bear with me as I work out all of those normal kinks that come with doing a live video. If you're new to our design challenge, I have received a box from TierraCast, and it has a bunch of stuff in it. I have no idea what is in it. I do know that it is some sort of special new product, and you're only going to be able to find some of it at a few specific large online retailers, so you'll have to do a search if you're looking for it immediately. But within the coming days and weeks, you should be seeing it in all of the retailers that carry TierraCast products. So I'm really excited to see what's in it because I've been hearing that it's something new and something special. So it'll be fun to open it up and actually see, what Tracy's been talking about. Again, I don't know what it is, though, exactly. Hi, Damien. Hi, LaDonna. Hi, Caitlin. Caitlin says, hello, I can't wait to see what you make today. I know, I can't wait to see either. So it's always a surprise to me, too. One thing I do know is I'm going to try to use our Universal Magical Crimpers today. We're doing a really nice special on them because we just got them back in stock. You can get them for free. They're a $19.95 pair of pliers. They're pretty expensive, but you can get them free if you buy a 100-foot spool of Softflex wire. So I wanted to show you guys how those work today, so if you get the opportunity, you could take advantage of that awesome deal. Since I don't know what's in the box, I don't know if it'll actually work out that way, but I am hopeful. Hi, Carmen. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Kristen. Oh, it's so nice to see all of you guys here. Ever since this last one, I think it was about a month ago with Vintage, I have been looking forward to this day because it's just so fun being that I do work at home and I haven't been going to as many shows. It's so nice to be able to sit and just chat with some people that have the same or similar, passion to me when it comes to beading. And hi, Sharon. Hi, Karen. You almost missed. Well, you didn't miss it, so good thing you're here. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Softflex Company and TierraCast before I open the box, just in case you are new to our companies, kind of give you an idea of who we are and who they are and why this partnership makes a lot of sense. Softflex Company is a beading wire manufacturer. We manufacture beading wire, craft wire, and then we have lots of tools and components and things for making jewelry. And our big thing is quality. We really like quality materials. We like to have a wide variety of things to work with, so we have a big color assortment. And those are some of the things that kind of make us tick as a company. We also really like educational opportunities. So that's why we like to do things like this live video or our YouTube channel or free project ideas or a blog. We have lots of different ways that you can learn how to make jewelry. And that's because we really like to share our ideas and we like to get you guys inspired, and in turn, that inspires us even more. TierraCast is a fantastic company, and this is from their Facebook page just to give you sort of a description of who they are and what they do. TierraCast makes components jewelry makers love to use. We're dedicated to quality product and to sharing technique and information with the beading community. Now, doesn't that sound pretty familiar to what I just said about Softflex? So we're definitely two peas in a pod, and it's a really good partnership to have the two of us work together, I think. So I'm excited to check out what they have. We don't have any of the TierraCast stuff on our website, so don't go to Softflex Company looking for TierraCast. But if you do an online search, most of the big online retailers will have what's in the box, and then, you know, tons of retailers have all of their products. They're a really well-known company. You can go to our website, softflexcompany.com, if you're looking for beading wire. So here's a few key points too that were pointed out to me. They're a USA manufacturer of cast lead-free pewter jewelry components, plated in precious metal and other finishes, plus wire findings including amazing ear wires, jump rings, and some custom-made imported brass findings, cord ends for bracelets is what it looks like. And their website's TierraCast.com, and there is someone here, Tracy's here from TierraCast, and both companies are in Sonoma County. That's true. I assume TierraCast is probably Tracy. So she'll be here to answer any questions and post some links and things if people want some help when it comes to TierraCast products. And Kristen and Damien and a few of my coworkers, probably Thomas, are here on behalf of Softflex Company, so you'll probably see some of their comments coming through to help bridge the gap, especially if I'm making something. It's hard for me to always kind of pay attention to what everyone's saying. Mary Alice, for some reason I cannot get it to play on my iPad. Yeah, I don't know why that would be. It should play on everything, I would think. If you do have issues, it does save to our Facebook page. You can always watch it after, not live. It's not quite as fun because you can't interact as easily, but you can definitely still see the video and check everything out. So one last thing before I get to opening this box. We do have a giveaway again. TierraCast is giving away the kit to make this bracelet. I know everything's backwards on here because of the way my iPhone works. When I'm viewing the comments, it shows everything backwards for some reason. So just ignore that part of it, but you'll see this is the bracelet that comes in the kit. In order to enter this giveaway, you need to comment and share the video. You do both, comment and share the video on Facebook before Sunday night at midnight. And Sunday night is September 25th, midnight Pacific time, because we're a Sonoma County company like Tracy had mentioned. So even if you watch this and it's not live in the next few days, you can still enter to win by just simply commenting, join in the conversation, and then go ahead and share the video when you get the opportunity. I don't know if you can share it when it's live. You may have to wait till it's done and complete to share it, but we will check both places. So that gives you an idea of that. And then if you enter the giveaway for TierraCast, we do a secondary giveaway as well. So you'll still get a chance to win something else if you don't win the bracelet kit. Okay, so I think I've talked about everything I need to talk about. Why don't we go ahead and try to move this camera and open this box and see what happens here. Let's see. Vicky says, maybe I'll win. If not, I'll still use Softflex and TierraCast. Well, that's good, Vicky. I'm glad to hear it. And maybe you will win. You never know. And Karen said she just shared. Oh, good. I wasn't sure if you could share the live videos while they're happening. And I'm still not quite sure which knobs I'm going to have to. Oh, there's one. We'll go down. And then this one, I think, to go. Well, maybe we could just shift this around like that. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Darn good. And this tripod has about 50 different knobs on it, which makes it very handy for doing videos, but I'm always confused which knob I'm supposed to be moving. So I'm going to open up the box and see what's in it. Like I said, this is super secret product. I don't know what's in it, but most of you haven't seen what's in it either because it's totally new. And you should be able to find it at some online retailers, but not everyone. So you might have to be patient in looking for it. Let's see. Okay. Let's take out this literature first. Let's see what it says. I know, Ruth. I can't wait to see what's in it too. Hi, Sarah. I hope I've sent enough for you to feel inspired. The new product is the Zodiac Charm Assortment, which we are very excited about. Tried to throw in other useful items too. Have fun. Okay, Tracy, I'm excited to see what's in here. Okay, so TierraCast presents What's Your Sign? We were just actually talking about this and all of our gemstone beads. One of my coworkers was suggesting that we point out the gemstones that match the different birthdays, so this is kind of perfect. So this it looks like we're going to look at different charms that match each of the different birthstones. I am May 17th, so I'm a Taurus, which mine is a cute little bowl. And then it looks like they have them in gold, and they have them in antique gold and antique silver are the metal finishes. And these look awesome. So I guess the big question is, what sign are you? If you want an easy way to comment for the giveaway, let's hear what sign you are. These are really cute. I really like the Leo. I probably have these in here that I can show you too. My daughter is a Leo, and I know a bunch of other Leos, like Kristen, who's on here. You kind of I think you guys can probably see these pretty well. Probably better than when I open them up individually. Virgo, Cancer, nice. Yeah, there's my Leo friend. I have a bunch of friends that were born on August 15th. Kristen's one of them. Aries, Leo, Cancer, nice. Okay, and then we also have TierraCast with Swarovski crystal birthstones, attributes and meanings. So for instance, looking at May, which is my month, it's an emerald, and it means renewal, wisdom, prosperity, and green conveys hope, harmony, and balance. And let's see, we have a Scorpio. Ruth is a Scorpio. Let's read yours real fast. And Scorpio, what month is that? November? Isn't that November? That's topaz, and that means confidence, vitality, and balance. Orange conveys congeniality and creativity. Sharon said, just had my birthday a few days ago. Oh, nice. So you are a Virgo. My mom's a Virgo. And that's September. So since we're in the month of September, we might as well read that one too. Sapphire, peace, loyalty, and optimism. Blue conveys introspection, tolerance, and responsibility. So these are pretty awesome. Traditional birthstones are gemstone, and more recently, there are suggested Swarovski crystal equivalents. Whether personalizing jewelry with specific birthstone properties in mind or incorporating color to convey meaning, here's a list of Swarovski birthstone colors and a sampling of associated attributes. All right, so let's open it up and take a look, and then let's figure out what we're going to make today. Just dump this out. Throw that aside. Here we go. Spacers. So TierraCast makes all sorts of different components. And what's really nice is they have a lot of different metal finishes too. I use their stuff pretty regularly, especially their clasps. I really like their clasps a lot. So we've got some gold-toned spacer beads, some silver that looks sort of antiqued, some brighter silver, and then sort of an antique gold. These are really cute. I don't know if you can see them very well. They're just like little itty-bitty guys. Perfect spacers. Okay, and then links, rings, and toggles. Let's open this up. Okay, so in here we have got some nice rings, which I always like. Those will be perfect for using with the magical crimpers that I want to use today. So you can attach those really easily. And then she's got some cool spacer bars. You can see those, which are always nice if you're doing multiple strand design. It sort of keeps all the strands lined up, so they're not, you know, all wonky. And then we got a few clasps in here too. So we've got a nice gold tone, 2 different types of gold tone clasps, which are really pretty. Those hammered rings are so pretty. Yeah, I really like the hammered look, which is what this toggle is here too. I use that particular finish of theirs quite a bit because I just think it looks really neat, like sort of modern, really neat. And you can see that on this clasp too, on the silver clasp. I use this specific clasp pretty often. Let's see, Shalonda says, I want it all. Yes. Well, that's part of beading. And this is kind of a neat clasp. I haven't seen this one before. You can see it has a toggle bar on one side, and I assume that just goes into this little toggle hole, but it's a 3-strand clasp too, which is really neat. Ruth says, love them. Sharon says, beauty in the box. Yes. Happy birthday, Sharon. Awesome. Okay, so we've got some clasps. Let's set those aside. I definitely like these rings. So I'm going to look at those here in a minute. Bead caps. Nice. So we've got some bead caps. Ooh, and they are hammered bead caps. I haven't seen these either. So it's that same sort of hammered effect, but it's in a nice little bead cap. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Sharon, you want it all? Me too. Who doesn't want it all? And then there's also these guys, which are a little bit more of an elegant style, whereas the other one's kind of modern. I like those two though. Let's see, Paula says, can't get it to run. Help is no help. Oh, I wonder why, Paula. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully you can watch it after. Hey, Kim, I'm glad you didn't miss it too. Thanks for being here. Okay, and now here come the brand new extra special Zodiac Charms. Yay! So these are a fairly good size, which is neat. And oh, and I didn't realize that the charm was 2-sided. So when we were looking at those pictures, it was actually showing us the 2 sides of the charm. Let me find mine, because obviously that's the one I'm going to want to do something with. More than likely. Taurus, where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay, so here's mine. There's 2 of them in here. Let me separate them out. So you can see there's the front, and then when I flip it out, there's the back. It's actually 2-sided. Let's see, Natasha says, like that size, great for charm bracelets. Yeah, I like this size too. I was expecting them to be just like a little bit smaller, but this size is really nice. It's pretty awesome. And then here are the Birthstone Charms. So let's open those guys up and see what's in here. See what they look like. Since I know I'm doing Taurus, let's get the gold. Where did I just move it now? There it is. And there's that's what that looks like. And you can see the back on these is just sort of smooth. But won't those look really pretty together when I attach them to something? Cool. Well, Tracy, this is like the perfect amount of stuff to work with because it's not really overwhelming. I was a little overwhelmed last time with Vintage, but it's definitely like enough that I can definitely try to make something for sure. And I've actually been really into green this week. I made this last week, this is one of our new YouTube videos, using some beads from San Francisco Arts and Crafts in Sonoma, California. You can find that on our YouTube channel, but it uses stretch magic. But I've had green on the mind, so this is kind of perfect to make something else that'll go along with it. Let's see, Kim says, we've been looking for zodiacs like that for a while now. Yay! Nice. Sharon says, nice size. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so to get started, I'm definitely going to need some wire. So let me figure out what color wire I want to use. I think I might use our new Pro Econoflex, because I think it's going to look really pretty with this sort of antique gold color on the bracelet. So let me go grab that real fast. I have all my wire over here on the side, so I'll be right back. So I got two gold colors. I'm trying to decide if I want more of a contrast. So it might be just like a little too much gold. Although this Pro Econoflex is sort of a darker color, this is our new product. This came out last year, and it's a gold color, whereas our 24K actually has a real 24 karat plating, so it's a bright, beautiful gold. The Pro Econoflex, it's just a color in the nylon coating. So it's a little bit of a darker color, but it's really pretty because it looks sort of like an antiqued gold, which I was thinking might be kind of nice with this, but I think it might be too much gold. So let me look in my box again to see. Maybe I'll try one of the greens. We have some really pretty greens as well. These just in case we want to make something after. These are 4 green colors that I have on hand. I don't know if we have some other greens too. This is emerald, and then we have chrysoprase, peridot, and fluorite. All of our green colors, or all of our colors in general, are based off of gemstone colors, so that's why their names have a gemstone name. We actually picked the strand of stones and then matched the color nylon to that stone. So I'm thinking I might try one of these colors. The emerald even might look nice in this design. I don't use the emerald very often, so that's kind of an interesting thought to try that out and see what it looks like. Get out of my comfort zone. I definitely have been stuck on this turquoise blue color. This color. It's like everything I make, I want to make it in this color. So I'm trying to break myself. That's why I worked in green last week, to start thinking about some other things that I can try some other colors. And I assume that's you, Lisa, that's Soflex Company. Green is your birthstone color, so that makes sense with the zodiac charm. Kristen says green is your birthstone color, so that makes sense. Oh, maybe it was Kristen both times. Who knows? Beth says, can't get it to run either. I wonder what's going on. That's so disappointing to hear that some people can't watch it. Kimberly says, I don't know if we can ask you questions, but I'm going to try. You mentioned 24 karat plating. What is the difference between sterling silver plating and silver plating? I have some necklaces that state they are supposed to be sterling silver plated and was just wondering. You know, I don't think there is a big difference between sterling silver plating and silver plating. I think one is just being more specific. There are different grades of silver, so maybe if it doesn't specify sterling silver plating, then it's not 92.5% silver, which 925 is the sterling silver number. So maybe it's a different variation of silver, but maybe it has less silver in it or something. You know, I'm not a huge expert on that. That might even be a question, Tracy, you probably know more about plating than I do. In our soft flex, it is a 925 sterling silver plated if you're buying our silver product. But I don't know if one is just being more specific than the other, or if there is truly a difference between the two. Okay, so to grab out my magical crimping pliers. And I was telling everybody at the beginning, we're running a really great deal where you can get these guys free with a 100-foot spool of soft flex. We only have a limited supply. We just got them back in stock, but we already sold a bunch of them today with this deal. So if it is something you're interested in, you probably want to do it fairly quickly. Otherwise, you'll have to wait until we get them in stock again. And we're only applying the deal to a limited supply of items. Ruth says that is on my wish list. So I'm going to show you how to use them today here, but it's going to be sort of hard to see because there isn't a real close-up version with this type of camera. So if you have any questions, you want to see it a little bit more closely, you can always go to our YouTube channel, just search Softflex Company on YouTube, and we have a bunch of videos showing you how to use the magical crimpers. And in fact, one just went out today for these earrings here. Let's see if I can kind of show those to you, which uses the magical crimper. So you can see those little tips there. Those were crimp tubes, and I crimped them with the magical crimpers, which turn it into sort of a little ball. It cinches it down onto the nylon coating on the two edges, and that makes it look like a little ball, but it's also crimping the wire in place. So you can use them to anchor beads in place on the wire, use them to attach a clasp, you can use them to make shapes like I did with those earrings. So let's make a simple connector, and I got to decide exactly what it is I'm going to be connecting. So I have some 2-hole beads over here. Let me see if I have a color. Oh, yeah, I do. I have an emerald color. Look at that. That'll make sense. So these are those Super Duo beads. Don't know if you've seen these, but they are pretty cool to work with. Let me get one of my little dishes from over here. These are a really bright, beautiful emerald color. Okay, so I'm going to find my crimps too. Let's get all this stuff out of the way here. And I'll probably use some gold-filled crimps because that'll match my design. So to get started, I am going to attach my wire. Now that I'm thinking about doing this, I kind of want to use the gold wire again. Let me switch back to the Pro Econoflex. I got all excited about using the emerald color, but I think the emerald beads are going to add the color that I want. Okay, so let's string our crimp onto the wire. I'm going to string through my bead. Oh, I'm going to cut off this edge. Is a little rough here from sitting. I am using 0.019 medium, which is our most commonly used diameter of beading wire. It is really nice because it can fit through a pretty small hole, but it can handle things that are more abrasive. And I'm using that Pro Econoflex in the gold color. Let's see, Sharon says, Art Beads just put up the great video on the different 2-hole beads. Awesome, we love Art Beads. They sell our products too. And they probably sell TierraCast as well. Kimberly says, do your videos help beginner beaders? I have lots of problems with selling, just need some advice, but don't want to disturb the content of what this lady is trying to tell us. Kimberly, yes, our videos are great for beginners on YouTube, and you can also go to our website, click on Ask Sara, and that's actually me, and you can email me any of your questions anytime, and I'm more than happy to help you. And that'll make it a little bit easier if you have a lot of different questions today. Why don't you do that, and then we can discuss away from the video. Sharon says, yes, they do, Sara. Yep, so if you go to Art Beads, they have both TierraCast and Softflex, and it sounds like they put up a great video today. Okay, so I've passed my wire through my crimp tube, through the 2-hole bead, and then I'm going to go back into the crimp tube and just sort of cinch it down. And then I'm just going to cut off probably about like 2 inches like that. And that'll give me the opportunity. I think we might do, I'm trying to decide if I want to do earrings and then maybe a necklace with the emerald guy. What do you guys think? Earrings with the Taurus charms? I think they could look really cool since there's 2 of them. So why don't we try that? So I'm going to make a few of these connectors and then we'll connect the charm at the bottom. So to make this connect, I need to go through my next bead and then I'm going to go back into my crimp tube and again sort of slide it down, and you'll see when I get up close, I need to put my hand behind it, how I'm actually connecting those 2-hole beads, and then I'm going to have that crimp right in the middle, which is going to look like a bead too. TierraCast's art beads sells lots of TierraCast. I'm sure a lot of other big retailers too, like Fusion Beads would be another one that you could take a look at. Then Sharon says earrings, Karen says earrings. Awesome. Okay, so I'm on the right mode here. Okay, so these magical crimping pliers have a hole in either side, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it very clearly. Maybe if I get it towards the light like that. It's identical on either side, and the crimp tube actually fits right inside that little notch inside the crimping pliers. And when you get it in there, you're going to go ahead and compress. When you compress, it's going to create what looks like, and I'm not sure you'll be able to see it, but we'll try, like a little ravioli. It has 4 little corners. And again, if you can't see it really well, you can always go to YouTube, or Damien just posted a great link for instructions to the magical crimpers, so that'll help. But after that first step, it creates sort of a little ravioli, like a little box. You'll see 4 little corners if you're doing it right. And then when you turn it on its side in the round guy, you're going to go around it a few times, and that pinches down those 4 corners and anything else that's sticking out, and it anchors the crimp tube on either side into the nylon coating of the wire. And then that makes you a nice strong connection. So I'm going to go ahead and clip off my excess wire at the crimp. Let's see, Gerald says she found us. Yay. Sharon says magic. Ruth says, I need this tool. Yes, you do, Ruth. This tool is really helpful. So I'm using the flush side of my cutter, which is the flat side, and that's where you're going to get in real close. Anytime you're exposing the beading wire, you don't want a lot of beading wire sticking out of your crimp, so you want to get as close of a cut as possible. I'm using our Softflex cutters. If you do a lot of cutting, they're really worth the extra expense. So that's kind of a start of our connections here. I think I'm going to do a few of them, and then I'm going to connect this beautiful charm at the bottom. So I think what I'll do is I'll connect the charm now so I don't lose track of that. And so I'm going to stick my wire through this 2-hole bead again, and you'll see how it becomes a connector, which is pretty awesome. Oh, and I forgot, I got to put my crimp on first. So I'm using a 2x2mm crimp. It's a gold-filled crimp. It's made by Softflex Company. We make our crimps with double the thickness of most on the market. We make them very thick and strong. And then we also make them seamless, so you don't have to worry about any hidden seams. It's really important to have a good quality crimp, because if your crimp breaks, usually your whole design does too. Let's see, Sharon says, will this work on any beading wire with any size crimp? No, it will work on 0.019 and 0.024 beading wire. The inventor actually made it to work with Soflex beading wire, so I can't speak for other brands of beading wire. I know it works very well with ours. And you want a 2 by 2 millimeter crimp tube. That's the only size that's going to fit into it. And let's see, Gerald says we all need this tool. Yes, you do. And Damien's linking to the flush cutters, and Sharon says definitely Gerald. Well, if you want the tool, now's the time to buy it. You buy a 100-foot spool of Soflex and you'll actually get it free. It's normally $19.95, so it's a good opportunity. Okay, so to get this to hang properly, I'm going to have to get some sort of link. So let me look for a jump ring that's going to work with that, because I want it to hang right. I actually prefer split rings, but it is an earring, so it probably won't matter. I don't know if you know the difference between a jump ring and a split ring. A jump ring is just a simple ring that opens. A split ring is almost like a keychain. It sort of doubles over. I like those better because they don't come undone, whereas a jump ring can sometimes open and then you lose the charm, and I find that to be really disappointing. So usually I try to use split rings when I get the opportunity, which it does look like I do have some here. So why don't we do that? I'm going to do 2 split rings. They're all linked together there. I don't know what your beading setup is like. Mine is massive chaos. I have like a general idea of where everything is, but it's just sort of all over the place. So we're going to use split ring pliers, which we used to sell these on our website. I think we still sell them, so you can probably find them on softflexcompany.com, but they're really nice. You can see it has like this little tip here and then a flat tip here. So this actually fits inside of the split ring to open up the bars, so you can slide something in it, and it just makes it real quick and easy. They work really well with keychains too. I use them often, you know, instead of trying to do it with my nail to pry it open, this just opens it up really nicely. So I'm going to use that to open up one of these split rings. So you'll see if I can get it in close enough. What that looks like. How can I make you so you can see this? You can kind of see how it opens it up for you, and then you can kind of slide things on and off, which makes it way easier. Kim says, me too, massive chaos for the win. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I have so many beading supplies. I've worked for Soflex for 17 plus years, since 1999. And I beaded before that. And I've gone to hundreds of bead shows, and I pick up stuff everywhere I go. And so it's a little overwhelming in here. To keep track of it all. I kind of have a general idea where everything is, but it's, for the most part, just mass chaos. And once I start beading, I mean, my table just gets taken over. It's just always half the time I spend just trying to clean up to prepare to bead, and then clean up after beading. Kimberly says, my roomie says that if my file system keeps growing, he's going to put me in the yard. I'm so chaotic with everything. Oh, I totally understand, Kimberly. Yeah, thankfully my husband has been very supportive of my in-home operation here. We are starting to grow in the size of our family, so I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to get to keep my little office space. Hopefully we figure out what happens next. But it's definitely taking up plenty of room. Okay, so if you can kind of see, I've opened up this jump ring with the split ring. and I'm going to slide the charm into it, hopefully. Keep sliding around for me. And that way, when the charm's hanging from the earring, I won't have to worry about it sliding off, where, you know, the jump ring will open up. Split ring is going to, there's my split ring. Split ring's gonna be really a lot stronger. Okay, so now I can go ahead and slide this onto my connector and finish. I'm going back through, it's sort of like a figure eight. So I went through the crimp, through the bead, back to the crimp, around to grab this nice charm here at the bottom, and then back up again through the crimp, creating sort of an H shape or an infinity shape. And I want to get it to be about the same size as this last one. So let's kind of eye that out. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my magical crimpers again. For anybody that's new that just joined the video, these magical crimpers will take this tube crimp and make it round. So I'm going to go ahead and compress. And again, you can see, you know, better instructions on our website or go to our YouTube channel. And there we go. So now I can just snip, snip. Wire off, and let's see, these are pretty long now. I think this next connection's probably I'm probably gonna want to connect to the ear wire, otherwise they're gonna get really, really long here once I get an ear wire involved. Let's see, April says, gotta go to work, I'll catch up later. Thanks, Sarah. And hey, thanks for being here, April. And like I said, these are saved on our Facebook page, so if you see part of it, you can always come back and watch the rest of it later. Gerald said, I thought massive chaos was part of the job description. Don't ever clean up or move. Yeah, it is sort of part of the job, that's for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna take one more piece of wire, and I'm using that gold color Pro Econoflex in the 019. You'll probably hear me repeat myself a few times here for people that are just sort of jumping in and jumping out. That way they know what's going on. I strung on my 2x2 crimp tube. I'm going through my 2-hole bead again on the top hole. And then I'm just going to string back in to the crimp tube and sort of anchor it down. And then I want to come up here and just trim off, and let me find an ear wire that I can use for this. I was just using some gold color ones yesterday when I made the YouTube video, so I know I have those handy. And let's get a couple of these guys out. Perfect. And are we going to have the same problem? I want it to pull straight. So I probably need to use one of these guys on top too to make sure that it's going to hold. It's always the difficulty. You want things to lay a certain way. So by using a ring, you can always turn the orientation. So I'm going to add a split ring to this top hole, which will be much easier on the ear wire. If you aren't familiar with ear wires, they open up really easy. It's like a little jump ring attached to the ear wire. And I'm trying to get to the right angle here. I'm just going to use my chain nose pliers and just slightly open. And then I can slip my split ring onto my ear wire so it's dangling. And then that's what I'm going to attach to. I'm going to actually take my Pro Econoflex and go back into my crimp. And then again, I want to get these, all of these to look similar in size. They sort of look like little cute bow ties, actually. Oh, that looks really cute. I really like it. I wonder, I think I like this side. Sort of looks like a little brand. Okay, so I'm going to take my magical crimpers one more time. Find that really nice spot in the middle where it makes it into a ravioli. Go around a few times, tightening it all down. And then I'll go ahead and snip. Sweet. So there is my first earring. I probably won't go ahead and make the second because obviously I can make that after the video and it's just going to be, you know, repeating the same thing again. But these are super cute. You could turn it around and show the other side if you want. And you can do that just by undoing this ear wire and flipping the ring. So that makes it really fun because it's actually reversible. Kristen says, love the long earrings. They look cute. Sharon says, I like your idea of doing an infinity design with the wire. Yeah, I do it a lot actually because it's really makes it easy to connect with things, which is really fun. Thomas says, really cool. Damien says, that's really nice. Thanks, guys. Ruth says, love them. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Very cute, TierraCast says. Okay, so I'll make the other one after the video and take a picture and I'll post them on the Facebook page so you can see them a little bit more clearly. But they are really cute and I imagine they would be super fun to wear your birthday month. And also a really nice gift. If you have somebody's birthday coming up, you could find, you know, their sign and make them an easy pair of earrings. I think that's kind of, you know, thoughtful. It makes them know that you've been thinking about them specifically. Kim says, now that is adorable. Karen says, love it. Awesome. Okay, so let's think about, I was thinking about a bracelet. I really like these, hammered rings. So I kind of want to take a look at those a little bit more closely. I've never seen these before. From TierraCast. I like the silver too, but let's stay on the gold theme since I'm already working on that. And then I have a nice gold toggle that they sent that's in that same sort of hammered material. And I think we'll stay with these 2-hole beads even and do some connecting with those. That could be really cool. So if you want to, you could do a similar style where we actually like take a crimp and put the ring on and then, you know, cinch it down, trim it off, and then I can connect a bead this way. Same thing like I did with the earrings so they can match. So basically you can make your own chain, which is pretty awesome. And you can do it in so many different colors because Softflex comes, just basic Softflex comes in 24 different colors, I believe. So there's a lot of different options, and that doesn't even include, and I don't, well, does it include, let's see, no, I don't think it includes antique brass, the copper color, the gold color in our Pro Econoflex, the satin silver. Lisa says, I love having a matching set of earrings and bracelet. Yeah, me too, Lisa. So there's lots of different color options, and then when you add in the different colors of beads too, you can really make something interesting. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and crimp that down, and I'll show you as I get going here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm going to snip off the wire, and this is so handy having the magical crimpers because you don't have to do crimp covers, and it looks really finished without doing much at all. You know, it just looks like it should be part of the design. Let's see, TierraCast says, that's one of the things we love about the Zodiac line, gift making possibilities. Yeah, I think there are a lot of really neat gift making possibilities with this new product that you guys have, for sure. So I'm going to connect again. This time I think I'll connect to one of these smaller rings. First, let's connect to our 2-hole bead. So you guys using these 2-hole beads? Everybody out there, have you tried the 2-hole beads? I really like them. I've used them quite a bit in various designs, in various different ways. You know, I've woven with them, and I've done things like this where I actually use them as connectors. But I think they're just so interesting. And I love all the different shapes that they're coming in now too. And then there's even like triangles that have 3 holes. I mean, it just seems like that's really where a lot of the innovation is right now in the beading industry, is in all these various different kinds of seed beads, and then all the fun, neat stuff that, you know, we can do with it using our products makes it really fun and interesting. Okay, so I'm trying to make the link a similar size as the last one. I'm going to go ahead and crimp that down. And then I can snip off my wire again. I want to make sure I get this really cute emerald charm in here too. I don't think that's going to be too difficult. Okay, so far this is what I have. I've got my little ring and my big ring. This would even make a really cute earring, wouldn't it, if I just stopped right now? Julie Young says, so fun getting inside your head and watching your creative process, Sarah. Yeah, it's a little chaotic, isn't it, Julie? Hi, I'm glad you're here, Julie. I miss you. Mary says, I haven't seen that tool before, but I will be buying one soon. I love using Softflex when making my jewelry. Awesome, Mary Jo. I think you'll really like the tool. And if you do want to get it real soon, you can get it for free on our website with a 100-foot spool of wire. Ruth says, I know I really need that tool in all the colors of Softflex. Oh, I love using all the different colors. It's definitely been eye-opening to have the possibility of using so many different colors. Okay, so now I've started my bracelet. I kind of like the idea of doing something different. Maybe what I'll do is I'll make this the center of the bracelet. So let me do the same thing on the other side, and then we'll do some little Softflex rings to connect to the next section. I think that'll make it a little interesting to try something else. So it'll just take me a second. Let me get my crimp tube on, go into my TierraCast hammered ring, and I'm going to trim. Go into this sweet emerald color 2-hole bead. And I think I could even have that beautiful charm either hang from the clasp, or even this middle would kind of look cool. It might even, I'm kind of debating whether I need to make this into a necklace or not. We'll decide when we get to that point. Here, let's just get along here. Okay, so we've got our little connector made out of Softflex. I'm going to use those fun pliers again to connect and attach this 2-hole bead. These 2-hole beads come in a zillion different colors too. I picked mine up at Bead World, which is here in Phoenix where I live, but I know they come they're available in a lot of different places. Okay, so we're gonna do one more. You guys all hanging in there with me? Mary Jo says, thanks for the info. Okay, and back into my crimp tube. And then we're gonna attach to the small one again. I don't do everything symmetrical, but I do tend to like symmetry. I try to challenge myself sometimes to be a little bit more artistic about things, but I tend to like things kind of organized and similar on either side. So that's what I'm sort of going for here. And I often start out with just a general idea of what I want to make, and then I just sort of let things go as I'm making it. Sometimes I might change my mind. Sometimes I'll make a mistake, and the mistake is, you know, monumentous and showing me how to do something new that I hadn't even thought of. Okay, so this is what we have so far. So what I can do is I can continue on with a bracelet, and I can either attach this guy here where it would hang off the middle, or I can start this as a necklace, and this would be the center of the necklace, and then I would attach this as a pendant in the center. I kind of like that idea. I could even just do wire up the whole back end, and it would look really, really pretty. What do you guys think? Necklace or bracelet? This is kind of, if you can see very well with all this stuff here, this is kind of what it would look like as a necklace so far. It says, hey, it's stuck. Oh, sometimes that happens. Just hold on. I'm sure the video will get going again. Shelly says necklace. Kristen says it's so dainty and pretty. Those hammered rings are awesome. I'm glad you went with the gold wire too. Sharon says, would show more as a pendant. Yeah, I think so too. And I feel like the size makes it feel more like a pendant than a charm that goes in the middle of a bracelet. Oh, everybody says necklace. Okay. So I think just to give it a little bit more green, and let's see, I do have 2 more of these big connectors. So maybe what I'll do is I'll do another connector, and then I'll just do wire up the back. So let's do 1 more connector on either side. And that way we can get just a little bit more of that beautiful emerald green color, which I think looks so pretty. I really like how dark it is in these 2-hole beads, and it matches the pendant, which is also a really beautiful dark emerald green, just perfectly. It's a really rich colors. This this gold color in the Pro Econoflex, and then these green colors are really rich, and they look really good together. Okay, so I want to get a similar size again in my 2 sides of my connector, and going to go ahead and that, and then just need to do 1 more to connect to the next ring. Oh, and what I almost made one of my worst fear mistakes. It's not a big deal in this case, but be very careful not to cut the wrong wire. There's nothing more heart-wrenching, especially in a more complicated design, than cutting the wrong wire. And it's happened to me enough times that it is, I'm very conscious of it. Oh, back into my crimp tube. And I am just going to trim wire back into the next ring. Oh, this is going to be so cute, you guys. I can't wait to see it when it's done. TierraCast, you make awesome components. Thank you for sending me a box of things to play with so everybody can watch. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Julie. And it's nice that you guys are here to visit too. Maxine says no, but the viewer count is low. Oh, well, you know, people watch it over the weekend as well. It's pretty typical to have only about 33 people at a time on these videos, but over the weekend, lots of people watch. And then it's always available on the Facebook page. So It's tricky on a live video to make everything exciting too, because you have to actually do the making of something. So here we are. I have one more side to do to get up to this ring here, and then we'll attach this guy down in the center, and we'll just do a nice wire back on it, which will make it nice and easy. Damien said it stopped for me. I had to reload the page. Okay, so it sounds like some people are having some issues. So hang in there. Try reloading if you have an issue. Let's see, Ruth says your job is awesome. I am extremely lucky, Ruth. I've worked for Softflex for about 17 years, and there's a reason for that. They have always been very, very good to me, and I've gotten to do lots of amazing things over the years. And one of the biggest things is I really get to express my creativity, which is extremely important to me. And it makes a lot of difference when you really, really love your job and love all the people you work with. I have some really awesome, amazing coworkers, and the owners of the company are really amazing too. In fact, I should do a shout out. It's one of the owners' birthdays tomorrow. I don't know if he's watching now. He might just watch over the weekend. But happy birthday, Mike, if and when you watch. His birthday is Friday, so it's tomorrow. Let's see, that's going to look very pretty. Damien says, thank you, Damien. Cry says, is it cry or cree? I'm not sure how to pronounce this. This is great. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Okay, so I'm using those fun magical crimpers again. Attach this guy. And we are going to snip. I think the biggest thing you can see in these videos, if you haven't made jewelry before, is how easy it is and how I can sit and make something fairly quickly without a lot of time. For me, that's really important. I'm a mother of two, so being able to find time to be creative other than being at work can be difficult, but beading is something I can do in the evening after the kids have gone to bed, and I can actually complete something in one sitting, if not several somethings, which isn't always the case, you know, with art. Sometimes you end up having to do multiple revisions. Okay, so I've got my last ring attached. And I'm going to clip my wires, again using the flush side of my cutter so I can get in nice and close next to that crimp. And we're going to attach, I think I'll use those split ring pliers again to attach this guy. That way I know I'm not going to lose him. So if you've just tuned in, the split ring pliers will actually open up a split ring, which is like a small keychain. And I'm going to slide that open, and then I can slide it on to both this ring from TierraCast. Oh, I lost my opening. Open it up. That just makes it a little bit easier. This is a pretty wide ring, so I may have to adjust my split ring here a little bit. And then I'm going to put my charm on. I want to make sure my charm is going to slide on the right way, so I'm actually putting it on sort of backwards. Let's close this in on the ring. And when I'm all done, I will take a picture of this so you guys can see the finished product more clearly. Right now what I'm doing is the jump ring, or the split ring, opened up quite a bit because of putting it over that big TierraCast ring, so I'm just sort of using my chain nose pliers to bend it back into place. So this is where we're at so far. It's looking pretty good, guys. I like it. nice and dainty, and really this emerald with the gold I think is just really gorgeous. Okay, so for the last part, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just attach wire to go up to the back, and then we'll put our clasp back here at the top. And Mary Jo says, I really like your bracelet. You know, I do too, Mary Jo. I just made this on a Softflex video that went up last week. So if you want to check out that video, I made this, and then I made these earrings, which I'm wearing too. And they're all made with Stretch Magic, which is another product that we sell. You can just search for Softflex Company on YouTube, or you can go to our website, softflexcompany.com, and there's a YouTube button there. Okay, so to do the wire, I definitely want this to hang up kind of high, because it doesn't seem like it should be a long necklace. So let's get the right length here. I'm just going to measure on my neck a length that I think makes sense to cut off. Okay. And I'm going to take my crimp tube into the big loop, and then I'm just going to pass right back into the tube again to attach it. And I'm going to get my wires side by side, not because it'll hold better, but just because it'll make for a stronger, straighter connection. And then I'm going to use these magical crimpers on that guy too. And crimp and crimp. Okay, now I'm going to let me cut off my excess wire, then I can do my measuring on my neck. Let's see if I can get the right length. So it's going to disappear for a second while I kind of measure it out here. I think right here is about the right length. So I'm going to slide my crimp tube on again. Again, I'm using the 2x2 crimps. I'm going to go into my finding, back into my crimp, and then just gently pull down, and then I can go ahead and crimp that. So I'm attaching my toggle clasp. Once I feel like that's attached on there pretty well, I can go ahead and trim that excess wire. Let's see. Happy birthday, Mike. Thanks, Sharon. I'm sure he'll really appreciate that. There are two owners, Mike Sherman and Scott Clark, and they are both fantastic people. And I think I can speak for all my coworkers in saying that we just don't know what we'd do without them. They're not just, you know, good bosses, they are good people to have in your life. Okay, so again with the crimp, I'm just doing the same thing on the opposite side so we can finish off this necklace. Now I want to kind of eyeball this because I want my two sides to look similar. So I'm looking at where I connected to the ring on the left side so that when I connect on the right, it's going to be about the same size. And again, I'll probably straighten out those wires and compress. I love how quick and easy these crimping pliers are, and that you don't have to think a lot about it. There's just one notch, so you just kind of go for it. And again, if you want a pair, they're free right now if you buy a 100-foot spool of Softflex. Okay, so I've got my crimp situated. Now I just need to get the same length on the two sides. So I actually like to pull the wire with my fingers so that I can see where that length is and make it identical on the other side. I'm going to put my second half of my clasp on, go back into my crimp tube, my beautiful gold-filled 2x2 crimp tube. And then again, I want to look at the ring on this side of the clasp to make sure that it's similar on the other side. Kim says, you don't have to have beads all the way around the necklace? Oh no, of course not. In fact, I like to leave the wire exposed. There's so many different colors of beading wire. You can actually use the beading wire as part of the design, and use beads sparsely, or you could bead. If you wanted to add beads, you totally could. But yeah, I think as Sharon's saying, it's totally up to your discretion. I like the beading wire is all nylon coated, so it's hypoallergenic, it's non-tarnishing, it feels really nice on your skin, and it can look almost similar to a chain, but you're not going to have to worry about it tarnishing or changing colors. Let me grab one of these neck pieces from over here. I think that'll make it easier to see this guy. This is in the latest issue of Beadwork, if you're looking for a good Kumihimo design, and that's done with Softflex wire too. But let me pull that guy off of here, and then we can see how it turned out. I love it. I think it turned out really awesome. And then you guys kind of see that a little bit better on the neck piece. Let me see if I can get out of the shadow here. And then you can see the earrings too, which will go with it so perfectly. Let's see, Carmen says, I think you mentioned making links to make a necklace with beading wire, like the links you made for the earrings. I'm wondering how you make the links and if you have any videos showing how you make them. Yeah, let me show you one more time how to make the links that I'm using here, but you can also make jump rings using the Softflex. So we can look at both of those real fast so you get kind of an idea of how you can use Softflex to connect things. Thanks for all the compliments. Thanks, Ruth. Thanks, Mary Jo. Thanks, Sharon. Thanks, Kimberly. Thanks, TierraCast, which I assume's Tracy. Thanks, Kristen. Do you cover your crimps with crimp bead covers? I do when I crimp with the regular crimping pliers, and I don't know if you can see this very clearly here, Bridget, but using the magical crimpers, it actually takes that 2x2 tube crimp and makes it look like a round bead. So you really don't need a crimp cover in this case because it almost looks like a crimp cover itself. Which is kind of the magic of those crimping pliers. It makes it really nice and easy to use them, and you don't have to have any additional parts or pieces. It is going to make, I think like let's see, if you use a 2x2 crimp, it's probably making about a 2mm bead, so it's pretty small. If you wanted a bigger metal bead, then you would still use a crimp cover, like a 3mm crimp cover. That's what I love about that tool. Yeah, it makes things really pretty easy. So let's leave that there, and then we'll do one more connector for those that didn't get a chance to see what I was doing very well. I'll go through it one more time. If you want to connect two things with Softflex, you're going to string on your crimp tube. You're going to go into whatever it is you're connecting to, and then back into the crimp tube. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're just going to go through whatever it is that you're connecting to and then back into the crimp tube. And you want to pull it fairly tight. Let's see. So you've got like a little connection like this. And then with the magical crimpers, you just go ahead and crimp that down and cut off your excess wire. And that way you can connect with two parts or pieces. And you'll be able to see when I post the picture of the design, you'll be able to see it much more clearly. Let me see if I can just set it on my hand there. So it makes it really easy to connect two things. Another great way to connect is to make your own jump ring with Softflex. You know, I was kind of complaining about how I worry about jump rings when I'm connecting something like this. You can make a Softflex jump ring really easily too, which I actually might change this out. Actually, let me do that because I don't really like how the split ring opened up. Let me just cut it off. I don't really like how the split ring opened up so far on this ring here. because it's so wide that getting the split ring over it was a little difficult. So let's make a soft flex connector or jump ring. Okay, so again, I'm going to string a crimp tube onto my wire, string my connection. These are the two things that I'm connecting. And then I'm going to go back into the crimp tube so that it's a circle, like a jump ring. And this is like almost like a closed jump ring, basically. And I can make that as big or as small as I want. In this case, I'm going to make it kind of small. Let me bring that up closer so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So it's actually like a little closed jump ring. And then the same thing that I did before, I'm going to take my magical crimpers and crimp that tube, and that'll close that off. Make sure I'm getting it crimped well so that I know that this stays attached. Once you have that all tightened down, you can just snip your wire, and then you'll have your attachment. So you can see it's actually attached using soft flex, Pro Econoflex, as a jump ring. And then I know it's going to be safe and secure and it's not going to fall off. And it actually, I think, looks better than that split ring did. So I feel a lot more confident about that. So to see that separately, just to make it a little easy. Jump rings stress me out. Yeah, they do me too. I've lost too many things that I care about because of an open jump ring. I like closed jump rings or split rings, or I make my own using soft flex. So again, if you want to connect something using a soft flex jump ring, all you're doing is stringing the crimp tube on and then going back into the crimp tube to make a circle. You can make it any size you want, big or small. And then you use the crimping pliers to anchor that bead down on the wire. And here's what that looks like. And you'll see if you go to our YouTube page, I've made a bunch of designs using things like this, because you can actually use it not just as like a jump ring. Here's a good example that's sitting here. This is one of our videos on the YouTube page. You can actually use those rings as part of the design too. So these are a pair of cute little earrings that are using our extreme trios, the 24 karat gold, 925 silver, and the champagne in rings. Let's see, so you've worked for soft flex from home, or do you have an office that you go to? There are just a few of us that work from home. I telecommute from home. I'm gonna move this back up so I can talk with you guys if I can figure out how to do it again. I work from home, and there's a few of us that do. Most everybody else goes into the office though. So that isn't like a especially common thing for everybody to be working at home. The office is in Sonoma, California, so I go there a few times a year to visit, but for the most part I've always worked from home, and I've always lived in Phoenix. So originally I did trade shows, so that's how I ended up living in Phoenix, because we traveled, so it didn't really matter where I lived. And then I just ended up expanding what I'm doing, and here I am, still working from home. Let's see what some of these comments are. Oh, I love those earrings. Those are great earrings. What wire did you use for the ring earrings? I used the extreme beading wire, and I think I used a 0.024 for these guys. And again, there is project instructions for this on a YouTube video if you go to our Soft Flex Company YouTube page. And that's a great place to subscribe to, because we do load a new video just about every week. We load them up here on Facebook as well, but you can get nice notifications from YouTube if you subscribe and you're a normal YouTube user. Tracy's inviting me to come see them next time I'm in Sonoma. I know you guys have invited me a lot, and I am going to make it there one of these days. Probably next time I'm there. What's from Buckeye? Oh, you used to live in Buckeye, Arizona. Nice. Arizona and Florida have a lot of similarities. They're definitely the retirement states. So at any rate, it was really fun opening up this TierraCast box. They have these really awesome new horoscope signs in their charms, which we used today to make a pair of earrings. And then we used the Birthstone Swarovski crystal to make a necklace. I'll post pictures of both so you can see a more detailed view, because I know it can be kind of hard to see on these live videos exactly what it looks like. So there'll be a little bit of a ability to get up close and see it a little bit more easily. And if you want to sign up for our giveaway, this is what we're giving away. It is a kit from TierraCast to make this bracelet. All you have to do is comment and share this video, and you need to do that before Sunday night at midnight to enter. And then Monday or Tuesday, we'll compile the list, pick the winner, and contact you, and then we'll probably do a follow-up giveaway too, so there will be a second chance to win something from Softflex. And if you liked those magical crimpers, this is the best time to buy them, because you can actually get them for free. They're a $19.95 value by just buying a 100-foot spool of Softflex on our website. And you can do that at www.softflexcompany.com. And you can learn more about TierraCast. I believe it's TierraCast.com. Let me see if I have it here for sure. Yep. TierraCast, TierraCast.com. You can go to their website. They don't sell directly to the public, but I think that they can point you in the right direction if you email them, or just search for them in Google and you'll find a bunch of different shops. Somebody mentioned earlier Art Beads. I know Fusion Beads also carries their products. So those are great locations to find out more. I am doing this every month because it is so much fun. So at the end of the video, I think there's an opportunity where you can click to get a notification whenever we do a live video. So that's a great way for you to get a heads up for the next time that we do it, just in case you miss our notifications ahead of time. So please do that if you like the video, and thank you for spending time with me today. I really enjoyed talking with all of you. It's fun to invite you into my studio and get to share some of my favorite beading tips and tricks. So I hope that you will join me again, and we can continue doing this, you know, for the next several months, see how it goes. Maybe it's something we'll do all the time. But thanks again for joining me. Have a great day, and best wishes to all of you until I talk to you again. Thanks, guys. Bye.